And we love everybody.
Sharing is caring. It can be fun.
As long as it's not an STD, yeah.
Oh. Okay. Too soon? No. I
Okay.
see a video in the background.
This is a
Yep.
podcast.
So, what was your subject you was wanting to talk about there?
Oh yeah. It was the hardest game we have ever attempted to play and never beat.
Never beaten. Okay, that's a whole different story then.
For me,
Okay, well,
it's Majora's Mask.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I got one. I got a one up on you. Battletoads.
Oh, damn.
Dude, that game.
Yeah. The
That
only
game is rage-worthy.
Okay.
Yep.
I've
Super
got
Mario Sunshine.
Super Mario. Yeah, I beat Super Mario Sunshine.
Re-chain of memories.
Yeah.
Oh.
I still to this day have not completed Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, I didn't either,
my
but
God,
not because it was
been-
hard.
I'm one of those people where my favorite Final Fantasy is the 10 and 2. I did like, what was it, 12 or 13? Which one was the one that had like the cat lady and the space?
Oh, that was 12. I'm
yeah, 12. Yeah. I
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
People in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 12.
But
Wait,
10
did you just say that your first is 10 and 10 too?
No, not my first, my favorite.
Or your favorite?
Yeah, I thought you said first. It's
Yeah,
like, wait,
it was my favorite.
I forgive you.
My first was Tactics, actually.
My least
My favorite is Tactics.
favorite was I can't remember the name. The one with the crystal in the name. I think it was on GameCube or something. What was it?
Final Fantasy Crystal Lake, I think it was. I can't remember.
Crystal Tower. Boo. Now you're gonna make me want.
I just remember you were like little chibi people, and you were walking around, and you had these crystals in your way that you had to pick up. And
Was this Final Fantasy?
yeah, it was
It
fun.
was
I'm
Final
saying it
Fantasy.
does not sound like a Final Fantasy game.
It was a
It was
Because
fun
really
at
funny.
the time of GameCube, Final Fantasy games were still PlayStation exclusive.
I can't remember if it was GameCube or what, but I remember it was a Final Fantasy game.
It was. It wasn't like one of the main brands. It was like an brand. I can't remember. What it was.
There was a Crystal Caves game back in 1991. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, I like to pull a retraction. I got my dates wrong on the release of Final Fantasy VII along with Star Ocean. So you were right, Rocket. Final Fantasy VII was released 1 year. A newer version of Star Ocean was released on the year after Final Fantasy VII, and the original was released before Final Fantasy VII. So it was
Interesting.
yeah. So there was the original like 2D top-down version, kind of esque style, and that was the year before Final Fantasy VII. And then Final Fantasy came out with the 3-dimensional, and then Star Ocean. I forgot what the title is, actually came out the year after. So that's where my cross confusion was, thinking it was the same year because I played them both and I thought it was in the same timeline.
Got it. Okay.
So I like to retract and make an apologetic statement live. So I am apologizing. So just in the clear there.
Okay, so I have a
We can
question.
have returned this. It's you.
We might have an answer.
Okay, so here's my question for the podcast. What is, on the top 2 list, what is your favorite game ever created and your favorite nostalgic guilty pleasure game?
Ooh, loaded question.
That is a loaded question.
That is a Okay, out of all time, current, and past.
All time.
All time. Oh, that's Anybody else
My
wanna start
favorite,
that?
my favorite all-time game is on the channel. I'll go last.
We're all breaking up here.
But
I'll start.
go for it.
My favorite guilty pleasure game is definitely Final Fantasy Tactics. And I say that because a lot of people don't know how to play it.
I love Tactics.
And I wasn't aware of that. I actually made my brother really mad when he was talking about how he didn't know how to level. And when I was telling him about it, he started to get kind of infuriated with me. So that's my guilty pleasure game, and I can play that game for months and never think about beating it.
I do like that game. That game was really good. I used to play it all the time.
Say what?
Yeah, I think I lost you.
Yep.
Oh, I said yeah, I could get on board with that because that game I used to play it all the time. I used to love it. Used to just do the same thing over and over again in different places. It was just good.
Absolutely. Try to capture as many people and animals as I could.
Yeah, it was like Pokemon. Got to catch them all.
Kind of. I still don't have a behemoth. I'm a little upset about that, but behemoths are kind of hard to get.
Yeah.
And then I would say my favorite game of all time, to date anyway, is probably Legend of Mana.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to check that out at some point. I watched a little gameplay of it a little while ago, but I haven't played it.
Legend.
Well, what makes it unique, in my opinion, especially as an RPG, aside from the fact that it's an actual RPG and it is a side scroller,
Yeah.
is that there's no guarantee that you can complete everything in that game.
Yeah. That's one of the things in a more current game that I like, which is No Man's Sky. The fact that no matter how many people in the world ever play the game, over an infinite amount of time, nobody will ever discover everything. That's how big the game is.
All right.
Okay, what about you, Trouble?
I guess my turn. My favorite game to date till now, from when I was Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it's the perfected version of Ocarina of
Treble,
is much
I
better.
think you're kind of
Just
breaking up a
like
little bit.
two-step putting it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
You're-
Treble, we'll come back to you. Reset and come back into the call, and we'll get back to you.
Breaking up.
Okay, what about you, Walshetty?
Oh dear God. Good gravy, Miss Daisy.
All right, is it working?
Okay.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. We're
So
good.
far, yeah.
Go for
Yeah, I'm gonna probably
All
need
right.
about 5 years to think about what game I would like.
it. Okay, we'll get Treble online then. Go for it.
All right. Majora's Mask, just because it was a great game all around, great system. Oh, just great story to it too. And game I will like always, just to go back to play for nostalgia, will always be Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay, yeah.
A
Just
good
because
one.
that was my first PS2 game I ever got back in the day, and it was just like, it was so good.
Now, my favorite out of the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, I like 2. That was the first one I played. Mistakenly.
I can't be
but I
mad at
played
you for
it.
that.
Yeah,
It's
no
great.
one can.
I know
Two
it took.
kind of expanded upon what made one so great.
One of the things that got me about 1, I love 1 to death after I figured out how to play it, but I got lost in Alice in Wonderland thing at the start, and I
Yes,
could not get out of
Only one.
You got lost in the bizarre room, didn't you?
it. I could not get out of it. It took me months of rage quitting to like just finally look it up because I didn't want to break, the storyline for myself. I didn't want to look anything up, but I finally gave in.
Oh, I know the feeling. I didn't know how to light up those little lanterns at this one point. And I was like, when I fight the boss, do I have to look for him? I gotta save Alice. I was so lost for like months doing
Okay,
that.
see, for me, it was the deep jungle was where I kept getting lost.
Yeah.
I think the only time I looked at a game book is trying to figure out where all 100 informations were.
Oh yeah.
Well, before Final Mix, if you didn't find them in Oogie's Manor, you weren't gonna find them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then they released the Final Mix version and fixed that because I think like my first playthrough, I did miss it. I was livid. But it wasn't really until the Final Mix version that I was able to 100% the game. So there's that.
You 100% that game a little bit too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, Mage and pick Dusk.
Say
Pick
what?
the staff. If you pick the staff and drop the sword, and if you choose the Dusk option when you're talking to Tidus, Selphie, and Waka, then you'll level up faster ultimately.
I didn't know that.
Because you level up rather than leveling up quicker at the beginning of like the first 50 levels. If you pick Dusk, which is if you choose all the bottom options when you talk to Tidus, Selphie, and Waka, then you'll level up the fastest after you hit 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an only issue with that. That when you pick staff, you get like the block and all that main abilities way later.
Yeah, the first couple of bosses for me were particularly challenging because I didn't have guard or scan. And those for me are just kind of two very important abilities. But your magic is insane. And all of the limit breaks for Sora are magic based.
Okay.
So the way that Kingdom Hearts is designed is that the more magic you have, the stronger your magic attacks are. So when you pick the staff, you always have a crap ton of magic.
Well, that does make sense. I'll have to go back and replay those games. I'm thinking about doing the Final Fantasy X and 2 playthrough, but I'm not sure yet.
I would be surprised that you don't do your Final Fantasy 12 playthrough.
Yeah, I don't have 12 right now. I have the remakes on PC for 10 and 10 too.
Okay.
Because I got them in a pack, but I mean, if I got 12, yeah, I'd probably play that too. Okay, so Walshetty, did you think of your games?
Okay, let's see. Mine's kind of a little bit. It's really hard to pinpoint. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so the one game that I would have to say that I really finished and I enjoyed playing the most was a Studio Ghibli game film called Ni no Kuni.
Ni no Kuni, never heard of it.
Same.
Kuni, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So Turbo knows it.
I'm sorry. I played that game. I spent hours on that game. That game is so good.
So, going back into the anime realm, do you know Castle in the Sky, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the same people who created this game. They did a tandem game.
Yeah, I know Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. So Studio Ghibli had and another I forgot who the game producer was. Oh, Level 5.
Yep.
So they created a game together, and it was really well done. So in all of it, that was probably one of my favorite games because it just took me back like I was actually playing an anime. And then one of my guilty pleasure games that I can just go in and pick up whenever is a game that I've been playing for over 4 years. Is Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, I figured you was gonna bring that one in there.
Mm-hmm. I actually was thinking about freaking Warframe for a second. I was like, he's gonna say Warframe, isn't he?
Isn't that one the MMO?
Yes, that's one of the MMOs.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yep. Right now they're about to do an expansion coming in, I think, the summer of next year.
That's probably why you can keep playing it, though.
Oh, yeah. It's like...
they always do that kind of thing for MMOs.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of one of my guilty pleasures. I can just pick it up. I don't really have to worry about it. But I'm going to have to pick up my storyline, though, because the expansion is about to come out. And come out with the Blue Mage! Yes!
See, that's the thing about Final Fantasy. I was always into the Final Fantasy, playing it. Like I was playing Final Fantasy like most of my life, and it's always been offline. And then as soon as they started pulling in the online games, it was not like quite into the point to where I was fully playing games online yet. So it kind of turned me off. I didn't really get into it.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons why I didn't get into the online games. As far as I go with my favorite game and guilty pleasure, my favorite game, my channel already knows what it is. They've been told a million times, and we've already done a playthrough of it, is Shadow of the Colossus. I love that game. I love it.
Oh, freaking gorgeous game.
Yeah, and
it is.
Even the older version, like for what it was when it first came out, it was like groundbreaking for the graphics that it had. Oh, knock knock, who's there?
One second.
Okay. But yeah, that was a really good game. It still is. We just recently did a playthrough and it was great. We did it all live though, which it was kind of fun to try to do that, but it was a good game. And if you guys haven't played it, play it. Play it.
Oh, most definitely.
Definitely will.
They need to put like a level system on it where like you got stupid hard.
Oh yeah. Well, when you beat the game, you go into different playthroughs. On the remastered version, when you beat the game, you can go back in for a second pass or whatever it's called, and you can unlock like different power-ups for your weapons via the water and all that stuff whenever you kill some of the titans or the colossi. It's actually really cool the way they did stuff like that. But I mean, I've got the second. They've remastered the game twice. I've got the newest version, HD.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Apparently, Star doesn't know how to open a door.
Oh, it's okay. But yeah, that game, if you guys haven't played it, play it definitely, 100%. It's so good. The story is wonderful. And it's straight up boss fights. That's all it is. Just boss fights.
Okay,
That
so you
sounds
guys are still talking about Shadow of Colossus. I didn't miss the other game. Good.
Okay. And my guilty pleasure is a game that most people know, a lot of people don't know, and it surprises
Warframe?
me. No. We play that every day. That's not guilty. I won't be guilty about that. But it's a game that really has no full point, but it does have a story, but it's just fun to play. And that's Wheel of Katamari.
What?
Have you not played Wheel of Katamari?
I
No.
never heard of it.
Are you saying Katamari or Calamari?
It's kind of a mixture. Catala, I can't remember, but I love the game. It's from PlayStation.
Is it about squid?
No.
Okay, so it's not Calamari.
Wheel of Katamari it's a very colorful, rainbows everywhere type game, and there's a giant head in the sky with a crown, and you take a ball and you roll it around and you collect everything. You'll start off like the size of an ant, and you start collecting like pieces of food and spoons and stuff, and it gets bigger and bigger until you're like picking up houses, and you pick up planets. And
I've seen gameplay of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do know what you're talking about.
and the music is great. It's a ADHD friendly game. It's
ADHD.
it's good. It's a really good game. I advise playing it.
All right, I think that is this one here. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? All right. I actually never really got into that, so.
What, Wheel of Katamari?
Yeah.
It's not a game that you play to win. It's a game where you just it's a relaxing sit back and just have fun with doing something random.
Right.
It's one of those satisfactory games.
All right, what am I watching?
I have no idea.
This is Slime Rancher.
Okay.
So you basically run around. You capture slimes. You feed them, and they poop out those things that I'm shooting into the machine right now, and it gives you money based on the market at the time. You can take those. You can take their poop crystals, and if you have, like, say, the pink one and the blue one there. If I take a pink one and shoot it at a blue one, it transforms the blue one. You can mix two different types together, and there's like, I don't know, 20 or 30 different types you can capture throughout the world. It's a really good game. It's an adventure, it's a collection, farming type game.
Got it.
It's the very first game I ever put on my channel.
Wow.
And
Really?
This is the 3rd episode.
Wow.
I like you.
So, anybody else got a topic or a question?
Okay, upload. Okay, here it is.
Go ahead.
Yes, that's Wheel of Katamari. You guys are wondering, he's sharing that on the Discord call, the picture of it.
Okay.
That's the happy rainbow picture of Wheel of Katamari.
Yep, that it is. Yep, I remember that game so very well now, actually.
And for the viewers that are wondering what Wheel of Katamari looks like, I will open this up. There's the picture of Wheel of Katamari. Alright, let's get back over to here. Bam. Bam. Yes, it's my video.
I was gonna say, so recently I was playing Knack. If you guys don't know what that is, it's the first PS4 game that came. Well, yeah, of course, it came out for the PS4, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was on launch day with it. And wow, it's great story, man. Love the story. Gameplay wise, it needs some work, and I'm just wondering, have you guys played a bad RPG? Not a bad, but just like something that you wish they would have fixed on an RPG or sorts of RPGs?
There's one thing that pops in my head. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called, but it was on Xbox 360. Me and my friend rented it at the local Blockbuster way back when. And we started playing it, and it was like an anime RPG type game. And literally, we played for 30 or 40 minutes of that game. We got to walk one time. It was all cutscenes.
Oh,
the
God.
whole game was cutscenes. That's all we could do. We couldn't do anything. And
Cutscenes for video games.
exactly, Connor plugged in the video.
Oh, you want to remember a video game that you had to choose what you had to do?
I heard. Do you remember a video game? You had to choose what you do.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. It was arcade based. It was totally video, and it was you choose left, right. It was
Dragon Slayer?
Was it Dragon Slayer?
I wouldn't know.
I'm still blank on what you're trying to explain. I can't get a picture.
Yes,
of
Dragon
anything.
Slayer. You're 100% on there.
Dragon's Lair.
Yeah,
But
Dragon's
yes.
Lair. Sorry, not the S. Sorry, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can open this up. Save image as and we're gonna do boop, and we're gonna do boop, and we're gonna do boop. Okay.
The sound effects of Wall Shetty in the flesh.
Why do you ask?
Okay, where did I put that? Boop. All right, there it is.
Shameless
It
plug
sounded like
time.
it sounded like your question had a goal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. I had a squirrel moment. Okay, this will just be better doing it this way. This game. Share screen. This one. Can you see it?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You couldn't really do anything with it. It was a completely video game story based thing, and you just had to, you hit left or right, and if you hit the wrong way, you die.
You die.
Yeah.
You instantly die. Yes. That game is infuriating. It's gorgeous, but it's infuriating.
Oh, back in the day? Yep. Back in the day of this game? Yes. Ooh, I like this 4-way screen thing. Okay, so I'm gonna...
Yeah, that's giving me ideas, but we'll talk about that after the podcast.
Right?
Rocky, what
Okay,
about you? Are there any pre-Gs that you played that you feel like maybe they should have fixed up some more, or wish they would have gone back and redone maybe, or something like that?
Not really. I would say maybe and this is totally splitting hairs, but Final Fantasy IV.
Ooh.
That's
Like, I
baffling.
love
You
the
mean Final
game.
Fantasy 1 in the US.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the game, and it's so much fun, but there's kind of no real story to it.
Mm.
Right.
The story is the environment, and that's kind of not what an RPG is supposed to do.
Well, like, I think that was the one game I never finished. I picked it up, played it for 30 minutes, and put it down and never played it again. Because I could never find the castle. The key into the castle. I always got stuck. I was in the world. But
Yeah,
no.
that game is a definition of open world.
It's like, there's no ending.
There kind of isn't an ending to it, simply because you kind of don't understand the purpose of the game.
Well, it doesn't even give you a good opening either. It's like, find the key to the castle. So how do I find the key to the castle?
Yeah, but
It's
it's
like
it's so much fun though.
I mean,
So
it's like the
much fun.
classic Legend of Zelda NES game where you're just Link and then you're out in the open field. And that's it. You don't know what direction to go to. You don't know where to go. It's all open map.
Yeah,
But you just know you're Link and that's it.
I mean, in Final Fantasy IV, you don't even know that much.
Okay, so
I think it was on Nintendo Classic.
speaking
Like,
of
you-
open world games, I'm gonna pull in a newer game that just literally came out within the last week or something like that.
Oh, Warframe?
No, that's gonna be a meme on the channel if we keep doing
It is.
Yeah, it is.
But most of you guys might not know about it, but I know Walshetty does. Atlas.
Yep.
Oh, yep.
Okay, if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically Ark Survival. Sorry, I hit my mic. It's Ark Survival Evolved.
I heard boom.
Yeah, it's Ark Survival Evolved, but pirates.
Yep.
Oh, I did hear about it. I mean, they had me at pirates.
Yeah, it looked great before launch. Launch
There you
was not very successful.
Before launch.
Launch wasn't successful,
I
but
heard
it
that.
looks like it's rapidly going up in quality as people
Rapidly
are playing. Going up in quality as people are playing because they're updating like every single day and stuff like that. And
Okay.
it looks like it's getting really, really good. And the thing about the game that throws it up is on Arc, you would play on 70-player servers or solo or create your own server. On this,
Right.
it's not like open world. It's called global, and there's 40,000 people per globe.
Well, and actually on the
Wow.
release, they
Damn.
actually had it. Like people were saying there was only about 1,000 per.
Well,
server.
if you look at the map, the way they work it out is it's like on a grid, a squared off grid, kind of like a checker table or something.
Oh, can you imagine all 4 of us playing that? We could build our own pirate ship and pillage people.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when I was talking about Minecraft and virgins?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that
well,
yes.
I'm
But
just saying, play at your own risk.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, Rocket.
But the way they do the global,
Trouble got triggered.
I was trying to mask it over before it went that far. But the way they do global is it's a map that's boxed off in different sections, and there's like maybe 40 sections, and each section has it's like a server in each section. But once you cross the map or sail over into the next section, you get into the next server. It's open world, but you connect to each place full of different amounts of people.
Here you go. Here is a idea of it. And I am a nerd on this.
Yes, Walshetty is our analytics dude. He researches every single thing that happens.
So
Also,
here's the
awesome.
grid.
Yeah, that's how it works right there.
That's awesome.
So
So if there's
yeah.
40,000 people divided by that, how many squares there are? and that's how-
40,000 people divided by what?
by how many squares there are, and that's how many people per square.
Good
Okay.
lord.
Whoa.
Okay.
Calculating. All right, so there's A through O, and then 1 through 15. So how many is O? 5, 10, 15. Okay, so that's 15. 15 times 15, the grid is what? 15.
125.
Is it?
15 times 15 is
225.
Yeah, thank you.
225. So 225 divided by
40,000.
no, divided by 40,000.
40,000 divided by 245. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
225. Okay, oops, clear that out. Okay, 40,000 divided by 225
225.
is 177.
Oh
per
my
square.
god. That's a lot of people.
yeah, 177 people per server, which is it used to be 74, I think, per server on Arc, and now they're up to 177 basically per node. But it's still open world, as you see. It's just a very small little flicker when you go into the next area. It's kind of like a load. And that's it.
Yeah. It's not even a load. It's just kind of like a there you are.
Yep. That's all it basically is. And I mean, it could change the weather when you go into a new node or anything like that.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to open up, but okay. Open image. Open. Anyways, yeah, but we got the gist.
Yeah.
Well, Shetty.
Art thou preoccupied.
Squirrel. Gotta love it.
Okay, guys. So we're running down into the last like 2, maybe 3 minutes. Anybody got anything to close off on?
To close off on?
Yeah.
Movies.
Giggity.
Okay.
I guess movie recommended of my pick for this week because I did get to see some movies. Bumblebee was good.
I have not seen it. Don't ruin it.
I'm not.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, all I need to know is did Michael Bay direct it?
No, he did not. Thank
All
God.
right, I might actually see that.
Let
What
me
movie
see
was
who
out
created it.
this week?
Bumblebee.
There was another movie out that I saw, and I just can't. Oh, wait, no, it's not even on theaters anymore. I'm about to say, Once Upon a Deadpool. That was also a
Wait, what did you just say? Once upon a nipple?
no.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Deadpool, a PG-13
Oh, Deadpool.
Deadpool. movie.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the PG-13 Deadpool movie that I didn't ask for.
No one asked for it, really.
So that was the thing. Like when Disney bought Fox, I was just like, I never wanted a PG-13 Deadpool movie. That was my first legitimate thought.
I mean, did you not see the commercials for it? The guy who was tied up even said that.
Travis Knight did the directing for Bumblebee.
Yep, Travis Knight. Yep. So definitely, Bumblebee is a great movie. If you guys need to go watch it now, or just wait until it's on Redbox or some rentable station, whatever.
Media.
I've got to watch that. I'm still debating on Venom. I'm probably gonna try Venom. I mean, you gotta try it.
Venom is a rough start as always.
I've still got to try it. You know, I gotta. I gotta stick with those. You know, the superheroes and villains and all that stuff. I gotta watch it all.
Pokemon.
No, Pokemon. Don't get me started. We gotta end the video.
Wait for Detective Pikachu.
Pikachu! Anyways.
Audio peak.
That's pretty good.
Here. Thank you very much.
Oh god. Seriously though, I can't wait for Detective Pikachu. That's gonna be a fun one to watch.
That's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, with Brian Reynolds, not
yes.
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Hey, we forgive you.
Brain fart, whoops.
Insert sad face and comment by Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, you can hear me? It's like such a deep voice too. I would think it would be like a high pitch, like.
It's a high pitch for Ryan Reynolds because Ryan Reynolds doesn't even have a really low tone
No,
voice.
he's using like a deep voice in the in the movie.
Oh, could you imagine Pikachu with James Earl Jones' voice?
Oh
Now, how
god.
hard would that be? Pikachu would get my respect.
It's like, I'm Pikachu.
I'm more thinking like Mufasa, but okay.
Okay, guys, we've got to end this out here. The video in front of us is about to end, so you guys want to say your goodbyes? Treble.
Alright guys. Again, always fun having everyone here. But it has been fun, but I got to go. I'll see you guys next time, and Treble is out.
Rocket.
Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Exactly.
Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne.
I actually got that from Bill and Ted. Oh, I'm so disappointed right now.
Oh yes.
So
be
disappointed
excellent.
right now.
Oh,
So disappointed right
No,
Save it for the next episode.
Oh god.
No, don't send me off on space again.
To be continued while Shetty's outro.
Peace out, game on, keep it happy, keep it healthy, and again, as always, hit that like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Let's continue making this a very fun, eventful program.
Yes, looking forward to the future. I love your faces, and may the dubstep penguin be with you.